Hey guys, welcome back to the Vanity podcast. I again don't have as many headphones as I need, but how's everybody's weekend?
Pretty good.
Pretty
Since
good.
all of my computer parts are coming in hot.
Yes.
Yeah, and also since you're not getting any sleep.
Yes, that too.
I was sick this weekend.
You're always pretty sick.
Oh, also, real quick,
Damn.
I will be eating this on the podcast.
That's gay.
Oh.
That's not very professional.
Yeah, so just zoom in on yourself every time you take a bite.
I will back away, so there's no smacking.
So if I am like a little sniffly, it's because I'm recovering from being ill.
What were you ill with?
The common cold.
That's called the coronavirus.
No, it was I don't know, some stomach flu.
That's not fun though.
Nah.
Neither is the coronavirus.
But it's funny because it's
It is,
topical.
yeah. I mean, it's not funny when a Chinese man is dying and nobody wants to do CPR on him because they
Are you a Chinese man who's
don't wanna
dying?
catch the coronavirus.
Speaking of the coronavirus, I've had a lot of people come in to ship surgical masks off to China.
Nice.
I know. It's crazy. Good for business. Bad.
Like just
for
in
health.
general, like just in general, they're like, oh, they'll need these just to
Ship 'em
China.
to China.
The whole like upcoming like deal with the coronavirus means that everyone makes the joke where if someone at work or like in school, you know, wherever you are, when someone like coughs or sneezes, that's when everyone is so funny and they make the coronavirus joke.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like Ebola and swine flu joke.
Correct.
I don't like those jokes. They're gay.
Man, I
They
still
are
can't
big
believe
dumb-
that they named a virus after a
After
fucking beer.
alcohol?
Yeah.
There was also a PC fan company, and they named their fans Corona, and now it's a coronavirus. So now I'm seeing that constantly.
Oh, haha.
ha ha ha! I hate it.
Because the
Make
PCs
it stop.
have a virus.
Oh no!
Yeah.
All the malware.
I love shit memes.
I hate this entire topic. Let's change.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, you know what I learned today
Today
in
I
my
learned.
like 1 hour of being up is that like almost everything in Avengers Endgame was CGI.
Yep.
Duh!
The suits.
Well, yeah, I knew
All
that.
CGI.
I knew that was CGI.
The facial hair removed.
Henry Cavill.
Don't. The fight scene between the two Captain Americas was almost entirely CGI.
Well,
Like the place they fought in, that whole building was CGI. The mask on the original Captain America was CGI.
What?
The shields were CGI. The only things that were real were the Cap suits and the two actors. Literally. The glass, the reflections, CGI.
How would they not just have a mask that they could use?
I mean, well, clearly it's because something about it was easier to do in CGI.
It was probably because if they put the mask on the stunt double, it would be a lot harder to recreate.
It
Chris
wouldn't
Evans'
look like
face.
his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So,
So instead, they put dots all over his face.
Yes.
yeah. Like, that's a good mask.
Hello, I am CGI man.
hello, I'm Chris.
As he clicks the mask button in whatever editing program they do.
But yeah, no, like everyone talks about Thanos being a great CGI like piece, which it is. But holy fuck.
Yeah. There's a lot of CGI.
That's why the movie's so expensive to make.
Right.
Can't wait until we don't even need actors anymore. Just everything is CGI.
Well, that's called animation.
No. When it looks that real, it's called acting.
The computer is acting.
Yeah. Just like at Coachella with Hatsune Miku.
Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku is going to be at Coachella.
That's pretty epic.
Oh,
The-
really?
The best thing about Coachella in all time. Because I don't care about that.
Nobody really does.
Yeah, no, I mentioned this to someone
Hey,
before,
look,
but
it's
I'm
a-
very
it's a mic.
excited to see her like come on stage and have all the weebs freak out, but like everybody else be just completely confused about
like,
what's
yeah, I
going
don't
on. Like, what
Nobody
is this?
in the West is gonna know anything about Hatsune Miku.
It's gonna be so.
She
good.
was on a.
That'll be great.
She was on a talk show.
Yeah, David
Yeah.
Letterman.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Which was
Yeah.
very funny.
Wasn't
to
she
watch.
also on Jimmy Fallon?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she's on Jimmy
I
Fallon.
just
at one
remember
point.
David Letterman being like, and that was Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, he was just kind of standing there awkwardly as she was like waving
Performing.
to the crowd.
It was weird.
Did
It was very strange.
Did you see that someone, I don't know if it was someone important, but someone tweeted out and said, "Hey, Hatsune Miku is going to be at Coachella. She's a fake singer, like blah blah blah, like she's all like animatronic, blah blah, blah." Which she's not animatronic, but
Animated.
And, yes, and they the Twitter account for Hatsune Miku responded and said, "I'm a real person, and yes, I will be at Coachella."
We'll all perish.
I mean, there's real people behind it.
Yeah. Isn't her voice also isn't an actual person, right? It's just all AI.
It
Yes.
might be.
Yeah, because that's why it's like Vocaloid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a computer generated thing.
Yeah.
Which is really cool,
Yeah.
honestly.
It is cool. But it's not the real.
I mean, yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks for ruining our excitement.
What's next? Santa's
God
not
damn
real.
it.
Who? You both said a word at the same time.
Are we gonna tell him?
Hey,
Do we burst his bubble?
Santa Claus isn't real. Neither is the Tooth Fairy.
Why are you saying it to him like he was the one that made the joke?
But the Easter Bunny's real.
No.
Yeah.
No. it's not.
One time for Easter, my dad legitimately wanted us to believe that the Easter Bunny was real so bad. He got this this big rabbit's foot, and he just dipped it in baby powder, and he just made footprints all over the place.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say blood.
No. And we.
And he set the rabbit's foot in your pillow.
Oh,
What was that?
What was that?
it was gay.
I don't know. What
That.
just fell?
That.
What did?
That.
What's that?
That.
What is that?
That.
Oh,
Vape?
Oh,
Your
for a
vape.
second, I thought it was my phone, and I was like, my camera.
Bait.
But anyway, yeah, he set the rabbit's foot in bed with you, so you woke up to it with all the blood all over,
Yeah.
and you had a panic attack.
I mean, rabbit's foots are.
Really? You want to try that again?
Yeah, rabbit's foots are lucky. So
Oh my god.
you would wake up and then you'd freak out and then you'd be like, "Oh, it's okay. It's a good omen."
Imagine thinking that a bloody rabbit's foot is a good omen.
It is. I cut it off myself.
It's especially a bad omen if you own a rabbit,
Yeah. No.
because you don't own a rabbit anymore.
So me and my sister, we were excited to try to catch the Easter Bunny. So we were sleeping on the couch. But while we were sleeping, he not only put the footprints on the floor, he made it look like he jumped on us. Like, jumped onto the couch. So he put the prints on our shirts and everything. So it looked like he just jumped off of us.
Uh-huh.
And we were like, what do you do that for?
What a fucking bitch.
Yeah, I know. God damn.
When I was a kid and I found out Santa wasn't real, I was just upset that my parents lied to me all my life, and so I thought that the other kids would appreciate not being lied to, so I told them that Santa wasn't real.
You were
The kid that I didn't believe.
No, it wasn't like I was trying to be a dick. It was just like you shouldn't be lied to, and I thought that they would appreciate
Yeah.
not being lied to.
I was never
No.
I was never under the ruse, so it was more of a game to me to see other people believe it. So I would just kind of like go along with it for them because it was more fun for me that everyone else believed it, but I didn't.
So you were all high and mighty, and you thought you were better than everyone.
Yeah.
Up in your ivory fucking tower.
You
No,
know
the way
what?
that-
I will be Santa Claus.
the way that it was for me is that my grandpa would dress up as Santa and would like visit all of my cousins' houses, and they would videotape them and be like, "Hey, it's real." Well, the way that the news broke to me was that
His beard
one
fell
one
off.
year, one of the things I got from Santa, I was like, "Does it do this?" And my dad's like, "It should," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Okay, come here." And he took me into the office and pulled up the eBay account and was like, "Huh, I guess it doesn't do that." And he was like, "Oh, sorry, I totally burst your bubble there." And I was like,
Rip.
"Fuck."
See, I'm kind of like Garrett, but it was more of a game with not other kids, but with my parents to make them see how long they could trick me into thinking that Santa was
So you
real.
could get an extra present.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was just like, because every year they do the whole thing, and then they go, "Oh my gosh, Santa's here," and I go, "Yeah, Santa."
I found out that Santa wasn't real when, you put out, milk and cookies for Santa. But I found out that he wasn't real when my dad
Poisoned them.
when I poisoned him and my dad died.
He put laxatives in the milk, and his dad was on the toilet the next day.
My dad one year, he was just like, we were all together, and he's like, hey, this year, why don't we just switch it up for Santa? I feel like Santa would really like a cheesecake. And by the way, my dad is absolutely in love with cheesecakes.
Instead of cookies, this year I think Santa's really looking for a new TV.
Steak and whiskey for Santa.
I mean, we weren't being told that Santa was real, but my dad would always be like, maybe you should leave him a beer.
A couple cigars, Yeah, no,
Leave Santa a joint for us, okay?
I think I don't remember how old I was until I found out. I feel like I was actually like
8.
I feel like I was a lot older. I feel like I was pretty old before I realized because I'm a.
What came first?
The chicken or the egg?
You found out what masturbation was, or you found out what Santa was real.
I don't know.
They were the same day. He ejaculated.
I got
and then
upset that I found out what masturbation was.
He ejaculated, and then he has this epiphany that post-nut mindset. Where you're just like, Santa's real.
I was going to say that your parents broke the news about Santa, and then you were so devastated. They're like, oh, don't worry. Here's this thing called masturbation. You'll get over it real quick.
It'll make everything better.
Yeah, here, go to your room real fast.
Unfortunately, now you're on the naughty list, and you're not going to get anything in your
Now
stockings.
you're going to hell.
Straight to hell.
Got him.
Epic prank. We send our son to hell. Got him.
True story, not clickbait.
Yeah. So with like all that, the Tooth Fairy, my dad would, I realized the Tooth Fairy wasn't real before I realized that Santa wasn't real. As to why I didn't realize at the same time.
The little fairy that saves teeth, that was like, no go. But the magic man that travels to every house in one night, you're like, oh, totally.
Well, no, the reason, let me explain.
Well, my logic behind it as a kid, because I'm still a very like
superstitious.
not superstitious. The other thing. What's it called?
Skeptical?
Non-believer.
Skeptical. Yeah, I'm very skeptical. So to me, I'm reading all these stories of fairies, and I'm like, oh, fairies are such like good little creatures. Mm-hmm. And then my parents are like, yeah, there's a tooth fairy. I'm sitting there going, what kind of mystical creature that's supposed to be like the embodiment of purity goes around collecting bones from humans and just stashes them and then pays humans for them?
Yeah.
So that's how I became extremely disillusioned from the tooth fairy.
So I found out when my dad would always be the one to put the money underneath my pillow, and he would always like to do $2 bills, and he has a lot of $2 bills. And I was like, dang, look at me go. Like, look at all these $2 bills. And then my dad was like, you want to see something cool? And I was like, yeah. And he opened up his safe, and he pulled out like 7 bags just filled with $2 bills. And I was like, shit.
So your dad just really liked to unintentionally give away all the magical secrets of the world for your child?
No, so what I'm imagining happening is that he opens the safe. He's like, "Hey, look at all these $2 bills. Also, look at this pack of teeth."
I've been saving it.
Your dad's actually been testing how stupid you are all your life.
God, my dad.
He's gotta get it now.
My dad would put $1 under my pillow, and then one year, he told me later after I figured out that this was real, he was a little drunk and didn't have a 1, so he put a 5 under my pillow. And then from then on, he's like, well, now I have to do 5s. So
your
I got
dad's
5s.
so great. I love your parents so much.
That's great.
My dad's a meme.
There was one time where it was us as a baseline, because it was like our senior year, where we showed up to your house, and your dad saw us walk in, and he was like, oh, we can get all the strippers now. And we were like, yeah!
Oh yeah,
That's
and
amazing.
that was when that was around when during Christmas you would have Satan on your mantle.
Yeah. We have the stocking hangers that spout Santa, but every year we always set it up as Santa. It doesn't matter who. One person in my family will just quietly in the middle of the night rearrange it to Satan, and he'll go, unnoticed.
Dude.
Because
it's
everyone doesn't
so
care.
funny.
That's sort of similar to my family because it's me. I am the oldest, Kenny, with my sister Kaylee and my brother Kingston, and so
KKK.
Together.
yes,
the KKK.
my mom arranges the stockings to be KKK.
Oh no.
every year.
And they have little hats.
Yeah, and then
They're
we
white.
put a cross out in the front.
Yeah.
They can light it on fire sometimes.
Yeah,
You turn it upside down.
Oh no. That is awful.
Okay, but you're laughing.
Shit, you know what? You're right.
But what were you gonna say?
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Great.
It was with like arranging stuff. You know the lights outside? The porch lights that look like they're
On
not
fire?
Yes.
Candles.
Look like Halloween decorations instead of porch lights.
They're awful. I don't know why my dad wanted them so bad. He was like, "Look how cool these are."
Just make them disco balls.
But he didn't, right? But he didn't tell me that he got them. So when I first drove up to the house after he installed all of them, and I looked over, and the porch lights were all just flickering. I was like, I'm not going in that house. I was like, I don't know what the hell this ghost thinks I'm doing, but I'm not going in there. So I left, and I went to Chick-fil-A, and I sat there and I ate in the parking lot, and then I went home and was like, I'm kind of tired. I'm going to risk it. And then I came inside, which, by the way, the house is still haunted.
When did you find out it was haunted?
The first time, I was really young, and my dad's used to run his entire sign shop in the game room over there. So his like big printer was against the wall that's right here, and one of the lights is always blinking, and it's a very bright blue light. And I always had my door open. I'd always sleep with my door open, and so I was like laying down, and I was looking at the wall, and the blue light would blink, and it would like shine onto my wall. And then it would like go off, and then it'd go on, and then it'd go off, and then it went on, and it stayed on, and there was like a shadow figure, what looked like a shadow figure of a man just like standing there, and then it stayed on for way longer than it should have been on, and then it turned off, and then it turned back on, and it just went back to the normal cycling.
Was he T-posing?
God, I really hope he was.
Did he assert his dominance over you, Zach?
He's just, child? I'm like, oh God.
You enter my abode.
That's if I was a ghost, that's what I would do.
Or he was just sort of like, hey, what's up? Just making sure you're all right. Get some sleep, man.
Weekend I took you in, kissed you goodnight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go now.
Like, why do ghosts have to be like haunting a place? Maybe they're just trying to make sure you're all right.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just trying to game with us.
They're
Yeah, maybe they're just trying to get some mad poontang.
Yeah, they just look
Haunted.
scary because when they died they were crucified, so they have to have their arms.
Yeah.
That's why they do
You have
that.
Jesus' ghost in your house.
Jesus was the first T-poser.
Can you
That's why the
don't?
pose has so much power. No, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned before the like. By the way, yeah, haunted, but the ghost has never done anything bad, you know. So maybe it's a good ghost.
That you know of.
He's just vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just vibing in the house. He's not fucking your shit up.
Yeah.
He's
But
like, man, I wish I could still smoke joints. But I'm but a ghost now.
No, he probably just watches your porn with you.
nice.
Whenever you're in the house and you start getting horny and you start getting erect, it's because he's stroking your dick.
Anyway, so
Flip it back to the last one.
yeah. So
Whenever
no,
you have the urge to go to page 2.
no. This door. Once my sister moved out,
It's a door.
it is a door.
Open.
It goes to my bathroom. It links to a bathroom, and then it goes to my room.
I'm sorry, you mean it Zelda's to a bathroom?
Yeah. And so, I had this. Once my sister moved out, and this room was vacant. Then I always had that door locked, because there was just no reason for it to be unlocked. And so, one day I came home from school, and I'm pretty sure I may have mentioned the story before, but I came home from school, and I tried to go to I went in my room, and I tried to go to the bathroom, but my door was locked. And I was like, well, fuck. I don't know why my door's locked, but I know the other one is locked. So now I can't get in this bathroom. So I was like, well, I'm going to try the door anyway. So I walked over here and I tried this door and it was unlocked. And I was like, okay, that's weird, but whatever. So I unlocked mine. I closed that door. I locked it back. I went to the bathroom and then I went back downstairs. And then I realized that I left my phone in the bathroom. So I went back up there and then my door was locked again. And I was like, I don't know about that. So
The ghost just gets bored when you're not home.
yeah, so then I walked back over here, and then this door was unlocked again, and then I grabbed my phone, and then I was like, okay, let me try this again. So I locked this door. I kept mine unlocked. I went downstairs and I was recording, and I came back upstairs. I showed that it was unlocked and like that no one was upstairs in the video. I was like, "No, this isn't a prank." And then I went back downstairs, and then I came back up here, and my door was locked, and I had it on video, and I was like, I got it. I can prove to my dad that this house is haunted. Everyone in the family except my dad believes that there's a ghost in this house. And I was like, I got it. I have it. So I ended the video, and then my phone shut off. And when I turned it back on,
The video was gone.
not just the video.
It was corrupt.
My entire SD card was corrupt. All of my pictures, all of my videos, completely corrupted, and I could not get them back. There was over like 1,000 pictures and videos that I had on there. That is just
memes.
gone.
Not the
I
memes.
know, the memes.
The ghost was like, this fucker's trying to fucking expose me. Well, guess what? Memories are gone.
Jeez.
Goodbye.
It's
Stupid.
It's so upsetting. And I
Stupid. I ain't never gonna let you get the chance.
First, I was just gonna inconvenience you by locking and unlocking the doors, but now I'm gonna ruin your phone.
Buy a new phone, fucko.
yeah,
I'm
so
about to end this man's whole career.
and I'm still upset about it because I have never gotten those pictures back.
You're downstairs trying to grab your dad, and meanwhile he's over with your phone like, yeah, boy. Shoves a finger through it, just deletes every file.
He's fucking turns into like a little charger hole.
Yeah.
No, but it's either it's a person haunting, or it's a bunch of dogs haunting this house.
Why?
You've
I
heard
think
me
it's a
call.
person because I don't think dogs have. the
No,
ability to
they
lock
can
doors.
do it.
No.
Anyway, they just
No.
bark at it and it
No.
locks.
Right, that's how it works.
Yeah. I called the
I want a
pool.
ghost dog pet.
Yeah.
So if a dog if it's a ghost dog, I'm gonna pet it.
I want Danny Phantom as my ghost pet.
Oh well.
He's a
that's-
person, not a pet.
Yeah, you can't really have
that's
him as a
illegal,
pet.
Zach. That's not safe.
You've seen people with collars on. I go
That's
with
a choice.
collar on.
Well, to
Uh,
be fair,
King
ghosts don't have rights.
Hey,
So-
hey, we don't say that. The ghost is here.
Yeah, dude. What are
You
you
very
trying to
much
do?
so have rights. No, but
We're gonna find out
the
that Garrett's SD card is corrupted. Powers.
Hey, Ghost, if you're here, fuck you.
no.
Not your phone.
So
Do
anyway,
something.
It's okay. He doesn't live here. The ghost will follow him home and fuck him over.
Oh, my phone's dead.
No, but the pool. You've heard me call it the Pool of Souls before, right?
I
Yes.
haven't.
People have died
Well,
in that pool, apparently.
that pool is called the Pool of Souls because there have been like 4 dogs that have drowned in that pool.
What are you, a Rocky?
No.
You the creator of JoJo?
And
Wait, Kenny, he doesn't get that.
Yeah, I know,
don't-
but we do, and that's
Yeah,
what's
we
fun
do.
about it.
Yeah, it's
Watch JoJo.
no.
Watch
we
JoJo.
can all-
No.
Watch JoJo.
No.
jokes.
Hey, don't be one of those
Look,
guys that tells
look.
people to watch JoJo.
Yeah, no.
Because then they're not gonna watch JoJo.
No, I know. It's annoying for people to tell you to watch something over and over, but the thing is, you've started it, and you've been like, yeah, I'm going to finish it on multiple occasions, and you haven't. That's the only reason
You're right.
I'm over and over like, dude, watch it.
So you guys have said it multiple times to watch JoJo, watch JoJo,
Kill la Kill,
watch
Fullmetal
JoJo.
Alchemist, and
And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I watched part 1 in that shortcut movie version because you said
Because,
it was
yeah.
awful. You're right.
Part 1 is
it
not
was
good.
awful. And every time I'm like, you know what? I can watch JoJo. My brain is like, that's pretty shit. Like, that's a bad show.
we
Just-
all
Just watch episode 1 of part 2.
here already. I had him. I sat down with him and had him watch.
Watch
part
episode
Yeah,
2.
and
of
I have
part
watched
2.
episode 1 of part 2, and it's just, oh my god, part 1 was awful. I kept checking how much time was left because I just wanted it to be over. So that's why I haven't finished JoJo.
memes, so.
It does have good memes, but it
Yes.
itself is not good.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
JoJo.
But yes, I do need to finish that, and I will.
Especially because what brought it up was you said that you were playing Jump Force, sadly, and that you're playing Dio, and you got the whole Road Roller spoiled, and you were like, well, now I gotta watch it
Oh yeah.
because Dio's really cool,
yeah.
and,
And
he is.
anytime I switch, anytime I switch to Dio, I'm like, I say, "Oh, you thought it was whatever character I was, but no, it's me, Dio." It's so good. By the way, Jump Force is a shit game. Don't
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. Imagine playing Jump.
Imagine playing Jump Force.
The only reason
Post
I
brought to
played
you by
Jump-
Anti-Jump Force.
Yeah.
Speaking of anime fighters, there's a rumor going around, and it coincides. I'm a big Bleach fan,
A rumor come out.
so
The rumor's gay.
Does Bruno Mars?
God, fucking some big anime convention in Japan announced the title of one of their booths as Bleach 20th anniversary project, which everyone's like, oh hey, it's coming back. But also, CyberConnect 2, the people that are behind the Naruto Ninja Storm games, are also going to be at the same convention. And they have a mystery game going on where someone had asked them,
Jump Force 2.
if you could make a game in the Storm series for any other anime, what would it be? And they said, we can't tell you because it's already in production and it's going to be good. So everyone's like, Bleach announced, C Squared is going to be there. Bleach Storm.
I think not.
See,
If that game comes out, I will not play anything else.
Well, that's a shame.
I would definitely try
It would
it.
visually be very fun.
It would. Also, the Storm games are fun.
Yeah, they're fun, but also it's just a who can teleport behind you faster.
Yeah, exactly. Play Minato.
So
I'm not a tier whore. I like Minato.
I would probably try it out, even though I don't know anything about Bleach.
Okay, so watch Bleach.
Big swords.
Watch
Yes.
Bleach, skip the filler.
Okay, here. I'll ask you a couple questions, which is how
Yeah.
Mr. Tustin,
Yeah, our history
best
teacher in
history teacher,
what grade was
10th
it?
grade.
10th grade?
Yeah.
Our history teacher was like a huge nerd, and he was one of the best teachers we've ever had.
Yeah, but I had just started getting back into anime. I was watching Brotherhood, and Kenny's like, "Hey, have you heard of Bleach?" And I'm like, "What's Bleach?" And Mr. Tustin runs over and
Well, he waddles over.
He had a stroke when he was really little, so he lost most of the mobility in his left half, I think. So his arm is kind of just there, and he kind of hobbles. But he hobbles over. He's like, "Did someone just say Bleach?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what is it?" He's like, "I'm gonna ask you some questions. Do you like fights?
Yes,
Do you like big swords?
I do.
Do you like crazy powers?
I do.
You're gonna love Bleach."
Now, but on top of that, past it just being like something like eye candy. One thing that I super appreciate that I barely see people talk about is the designs. Like, first of all, Tite Kubo's art is some of the
I
best
love
art in anime and manga, but because his style is so distinct. But he manages to take there's like these captains. There's what's called the Soul Society because they're soul reapers. They help guide lost souls to the afterlife, and so they are all there's squads of people with all these like supernatural abilities, and they have their captains. And the captains all are in like a black and white kimono. It's like
Yeah, because like all the Soul Reapers are
outfit.
in a black. It's called a shuhakusho.
yeah,
Like kind of like a karate gi type thing, and the captains all wear a white like jacket over it. But
all
all the captains have their own fucking unique style with that.
yeah, like there's a unique. Even though they're all in a similar uniform, like the same uniform, they all have a way to go about it where it is unique in their own sense. So like one has a flowery like kimono over it and like the rice hat, because he's like really laid back. He's a chill dude. One his whole like gimmick is that he's like this apeshit crazy fighter who will
So
like
his is all tattered
Yeah.
and shit.
Nice.
it's great.
That is cool.
God, it's so good.
I really like Bleach, and it hasn't been confirmed that it's coming back as the anime, but everything's lining up to be it. So I'm very hopeful, and I'm gonna be crushed.
Also, their whole like powers and weapons are all really
It's
unique.
also really cool.
Like one of them, Soifon, has just like a little like finger armor piece. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
just
an
this
armored
little-
gauntlet.
Yeah,
with like
it's
a bee stinger
Yeah.
essentially.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
if you hit someone in the same place twice, they instantly die.
Nice.
so if you hit them here and then like on the same place on the back, then they die. So
Yeah.
she's wicked fast. She has like no potential for like prolonged fights. It's meant to be just like yeah.
and the Bleach Abridged series, which is phenomenal. Watch it if you haven't. Said it best when she's fighting with Yoruichi. She's like, my Shikai has the ability to one hit kill someone if I hit him in the same place, and Yoruichi's like, that's ridiculously OP. I bet you won't use it against anyone useful ever.
She doesn't.
No. She takes out the one time she does. Aizen's just like, yeah, it doesn't affect me. Fuck you, and almost kills her.
So,
Aizen's the overarching villain.
Yes.
oh, great.
What's an overarching
spoiler.
villain? I've never seen anything story related.
That's a funny joke. Anyway,
No?
So-
No, hey, what is it? Tell me. I'll kill you.
I'll kill you. Before we switch topics, back to anime fighting games. Guess what's coming out at the end of this month?
Nothing.
It's
Very
Grand
My
quick.
Hero?
Yes,
Oh.
real excited for Grand Blue.
Grand Blue, the fighting game.
I just want One Justice 2 to come out.
I'm
don't
very
care.
excited.
Grand Blue versus God Arxis.
Arxis is good, but also I don't care about Grand Blue.
I haven't played Grand Blue, but
I
first of
started
all, the
playing
art
it.
style of Grand Blue is amazing, and also Arxis makes incredible games.
Yes.
So I don't care.
The animations are so fucking clean. The only complaint that I have about the animation wise in that game is that the intros at the very end are incredibly laggy, which
really?
like people have mentioned, and like we don't know if they're gonna fix that on the final build. But like I can't remember what her name is, but one of them she does like this little spin. And it's just like it's very choppy, and but then like right after it cuts out like because it doesn't just cut away from the cinematic because it just pans the camera back and then the fight starts. So once it starts panning back, then it just like jumps back to 60 FPS. But dude, I'm so excited. It's out, I think now or tomorrow in Japan, and then it comes out at the end of the month here. And I was trying like a couple weeks ago, trying very hard to make a Japan PS4 account so that I could get it early.
So basically, what you're telling me is that I need to overnight book a round flight to Japan and stay there for a few months.
Yes.
Because I'll do it, bitch. If my PC wasn't almost here.
Yes. And so I do have a Hong Kong account, but the only reason why I have a Hong Kong account is because
Was it for Injustice?
it's not
And Mortal Kombat, thank you.
It's not just that. It's the fact that any game that has a beta, for some reason, in that account, it counts it as a demo, and you can just download it without having to pre-order the game. And that way, I don't have to like put money towards the game. Because I hate pre-ordering just for the beta and then realize it's a shit game and then taking
Anthem.
my money back.
Anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the actual demo from Anthem because I had EA access, and it's
It's bad.
I knew from the start.
See,
I
I
so
liked-
badly wanted it
I
to be
liked
good.
what was in the beta because it was only a little bit, but the game just doesn't evolve from there. And the thing
Yeah.
is that I haven't tried it lately. Apparently, a lot more has been fixed. I think it's a little bit too little, too late.
Yeah.
It's one of
But-
those things where it's like they fixed a few of their core issues, not even all of them. The issue is that their player base is so gone now that because Anthem is like so hell bent on keeping it a 4-player system and you can't play single player or else you're gonna be on mission for an hour or two. That like all of the matchmaking system in the game is gone because their entire player base is gone. So even though they fixed a lot of the core issues, more issues are popping up because you don't have players to help fix your issues. I'm not picking
And
that up.
what sucks is that the gameplay itself was fun. It was the repetitive missions that got boring, and then the lack of loot.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be a looter shooter type of thing, but you just don't get anything.
Yeah, and they're pretty much all the same.
But I like Anthem for what it tried to be.
Yeah.
If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
If
Because
they-
it was a cool concept.
They said that they were gonna try and reboot the game. The issue that I take with it is that, like, don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with rebooting Anthem. Like, if you can make the game better, then fuck yes, reboot the game, please. The issue that I take with it is that they were considering not rebooting the game, is like online services and whatnot. They were considering making it a different game with a $60 premium price
Like
tag on it.
Anthem 2.
Yeah, like Anthem 2. And I'm just sitting there going, I'm not going to pay for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Like, there's no point in me paying for that. If you reboot the original game, right, if you update the game and, you know, if you just, you know, release it back to the people and give it for free to people who already have the original Anthem or something like that.
It's going to
that's what I
encourage
was
them
gonna-
to get
Yeah.
DLC and possibly a sequel if it goes
Yeah.
Well,
that far.
that's what I was gonna say. Was just have it where, like, if you already own the original Anthem, then you get the new one for free.
Yeah,
But if
and
you
then-
didn't own it before, then you have to pay the $60
Yeah,
price.
that would make sense to me, and I'd be okay with that because obviously I don't think that giving a game out completely for free is a viable
Yeah.
financial solution for anything. But if you do that,
Smite.
then you can. Well, Smite has people paying for gods and shit. So
Yeah.
and skins.
I was kidding.
No, you're not. No, not anymore.
I was gonna mention that though, is it really is all marketing, because like another game that I enjoyed at the launch of it, but quickly stopped playing was Apex Legends. And I honestly had a lot of fun with that game. The problem was that they went so long without updating it and changing or adding anything that it got boring.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it was in beta for a long time.
Well, I mean,
before they
technically
finally-
Fortnite is still in beta.
Not anymore.
It still has the beta tag on there.
It shouldn't. Thought it went out of beta
After-
like 2 years ago.
No, I mean people thought that it was supposed to be out of beta when after the whole like black hole thing, and then like the game returned after the black hole, but it still says beta.
I wonder if they just don't know that it's still beta. They just haven't taken it off.
But what I was gonna say
Hey, Steve,
was,
anything else we left out of the update?
no, I think we're good. But no, one thing I was gonna say was with the whole marketing thing was I want to start playing Apex again for the fact that recently I started seeing that they put a poll out for players to vote of which new legend they wanted to add to the game, and this one character ended up winning, and then they released a trailer that was like, hey, you're getting this one instead, like even though this one didn't win, and everybody was like, what the fuck, like that's so dumb, we didn't want that one. And so then they were like, well, too bad. And everybody was like, what the fuck? And then they put out another trailer like within a couple hours that was them interviewing this new legend. And it's like this person interviewing him, and he's like, the legend's in the game now? And he just like put his arms over the chair. He's like, they've never met someone like me, because I am just so. And then the guy that ended up winning the vote was like this death robot, stabs him through the back of the chair like with his arm, and then the lights like black out, and then his eyes like flash, and then everybody was like, oh, so we are getting who we voted for. Yeah.
So that's what I saw.
I've seen
I
it
saw
going
something
around.
about that. I was like,
I just hadn't watched it.
I was like, what is this from? Because that design is cool.
Yeah.
The design is badass. It's
Yeah, and so then
like Reaper done right.
Yeah.
and so then they posted a trailer where it was like this guy, he was just like in his apartment or whatever, and he was like shaving. I sent it in the chat. I don't know if anybody watched it.
No.
But it was the update is called the simulation. But so this guy shaving, and then he went out into his, like the living room of his apartment, and this holographic screen came up, and it was like, hey, like new like hitman order, like this guy has this big ass bounty on his head, go kill him. And he was like, okay, yeah, accept. And so then he just like walks out, and then it cuts to the guy that the bounty was on, and he's like having dinner with his wife and his kid, like in this rich ass like building, and the robot is scaling the building and then bursts through the window, and everybody just starts shooting at him. And I didn't think that they were gonna do this, because I didn't know that they like were that kind of marketing type thing, but they had the robot brutally murder everybody. Like there was blood going, and then it like there was this like screen over to the side where the robot just grabbed one and shoved his face in and dragged it across, and it
Punisher style.
Yes,
Whoa.
and it ripped his like face off as it like shattered the glass, and I was like, yo, I was like, this is so cool.
Name it.
Yeah, and then
And this is for Apex?
yeah, this is for
I didn't
Apex.
know Apex was M. I thought it was T.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
the trailers at least might be M.
but then they the guy who the bounty was on was like, go, like run to his family, and the daughter ran to the elevator with like some guards, and then his wife got up and shot the robot, and he turns around and just walks over, like snaps her neck or kills her in some way. I don't remember what it was exactly, but then he gets a gun and just shoots everybody else that's in there. And then it's like, coming soon. And like for the new guy. And I was like, I want to play that guy.
What I thought, because I was really hoping that you were going to say that the initial character, the one that didn't win, trailer, I was hoping you were going to say that was all ruse, and that they were building up to like the actual reveal, which is good. But past that, I thought you were going to say that they re-released that character's trailer, but it was the winning character in place of
The interview?
like whatever his. Because there's you said there was the reveal trailer and then the interview.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, the reveal trailer, all the things that the not winning character did, like going through the trailer, it was they just replaced his model with the robot. So it was the exact same thing.
So the question is the character that got brutally murdered since they had the reveal trailer going to be in the game?
He's dead.
Yes, he is going to be in the game. Also,
He's a zombie.
Oh wait, no, that the robot murdered? No, I don't think so.
He's got a big hole in his chest.
I didn't even. I forgot to mention, but after he killed everybody, he was walking away. Like the robot looked in the mirror and it was flashing the human that you saw in the apartment originally. So then we find out his backstory is that he was a human, and then he ended up becoming this hitman robot.
So it's RoboCop.
Yes.
Epic.
Robo-Man.
But
Terminator.
I need to look into it a little bit more because everybody in the
Maybe we can start
comments.
out human.
Robo bitch.
But he's a Terminator.
No.
Oh.
No.
Anyway, so I need to
RoboCop
look into
origin
it a little
and
bit more because
Terminator.
in the comments of that video, everybody was like, "Wait, so we're not getting the robot? We're getting the other girl?" Because apparently, from what I was seeing, the wife was the other character that you could have voted for that the robot also killed. Or it was like some other girl, maybe. I don't know exactly who it was, but there were 3 characters involved in this marketing thing.
It's the daughter.
Honestly, maybe.
She's the main character. It's a little girl. With
but-
a gun.
Yeah.
That'd be some big balls if you could kill a fucking kid.
Yeah, when her death animation is just a big sensor block.
But yeah,
Family friendliness.
so when that update comes out, I definitely want to try Apex again. Because the thing is, though, is that I won't be able to play the character. Because you have to buy the character.
I just feel like it'll probably be a similar thing where it'll take way too long for anything new to come out, and then everyone will get bored again.
Apparently, they're updating it at a reasonable speed now, which is why it's like sort of still going.
Yeah.
But before it was dead for a good amount of time
Yeah.
before they were like, hey, seasons.
Right.
And then even when seasons came out, the battle pass and all the content was just took either way too much time, it was way too much money. But apparently this new season 4, which is assimilate with the robot, apparently like it's a good amount of time to complete and get all the rewards.
Because
and
it
it's
looks
not a lot of money.
like a fun game. I just never got into it.
Battle royales are a great concept, but
They're overdone now.
yeah, they're overdone.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just not into the idea of it anymore.
I was like, when Fortnite first came out, I had no problem trying it, but when I played my first few rounds, it was boring after like the first or second round because for me, what makes a match interesting, like obviously you have smaller scale battles like free for alls where it's like 16 players or something. That can be interesting to me because the reason for that being is that there's 16 people there's 15 people constantly trying to kill you. And it's not a matter of, oh, you're the last one standing. It's a matter of, oh, you're the person with the higher score. You killed the most people and died the least or whatever it is. But for battle royales, I don't like them because it's not about skill. It's about just avoiding people. Because in battle royales, I mean, sure, there might be like mini quests that you can do, like, oh, kill this amount of people within a certain game. And that gives you like whatever amount of currency. But in order to win the overall match, it's not killing people that gets you the win. It's staying away from all the conflict as close as you can to the border so that there's like least amount of contact with people and just hoard weaponry until you have to enter conflict. And that's all that battle royales are. And then Fortnite just reinforces that idea with building, like it helps you avoid people.
Fucking hate the building mechanic.
Apex, it's the same thing. Sure, it's faster paced, but overall it's the same concept. If you avoid people, then you're more likely to win.
Yeah.
But I don't like that, and it's not a great concept for me.
That's what I like about Spellbreak. Have you guys seen Spellbreak?
I've heard
That's
about
that's the like wizard battle royale.
It's the thing that Joel like helped to fund or whatever.
Yeah. Which I played a couple of games with Joel. That game is so fucking difficult. That game, you need an intense amount of skill to be able to win. And that's what the way that they have it is that it's pushed for you to try and go and kill people and then take their loot. Because otherwise, if you just hide back and like don't do anything, by the end, you're 100% going to die. Because you're not going to have a high enough rarity gauntlet on each hand or like whatever, like just in general. You're not going to have good equipment at all to be able to deal with the people at the end of the game. but even at the beginning of the game, it's so hard to not die. I cannot play that game. It makes me so angry. Not only for the fact that it's difficult, but because my computer cannot run it well. So anytime I get in a fight and there's 70 spells going and casting and there's effects going everywhere, my computer's like, I can't run. It's so bad.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Zach's PC, last night we ran
Yeah.
some benchmark tests. Not like on his computer because I think his computer would actually explode if we did. So we got on his laptop and we went onto this website. It's like, can my PC run it? And basically, you input your CPU, your GPU, and your memory cards, like how much RAM you have, and you look it up. And his laptop's GPU, his CPU and his laptop is fine. It's like an i5, right? Or an i7? i7. And I'm like, okay, that's not awful. That's pretty good, actually. And then we look at his GPU, and it's like the Intel graphics family. And I go, what the
UHD
fuck?
graphics
Yeah,
family.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? So we just go in and apparently it's a graphics card, and so we enter and we put in, it has like 12 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah.
And we look it up, and his laptop just ate shit because his graphics card in his laptop is so bad. And we look at what games can't this laptop run, and it's like Fortnite, PUBG, Overwatch,
Like literally anything.
Yeah, like it literally just goes down the list, and I go, man, if I could just tear apart your laptop and take out the CPU, I would gladly.
And then we were like, I was like, well, I know my PC shit, but I just want to I want to run this on my desktop.
Yeah.
So we go up there and we look on it, and it gives like a rating, and so we click go, and it's like 47. And I was like, wow.
There were a lot of games that it says you can't run, but you can on minimal settings. Like you have to click on it and then click on the other tab because there's recommended and there's minimum.
Mm-hmm.
You click on minimum, it all his stuff on his computer passes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's not going to be the highest frame rate.
It's
it might look
very
like a
low
donkey
frame rate.
threw up on your computer screen.
And so
I love playing on my GameCube.
and it's
My
just,
personal Game Boy Color.
Yes. That's essentially what it is with all the LEDs. But no. So I need a new computer ASAP. Because the only thing that I really play on my computer is Smite. And it can run Smite quite well, actually. Maximum graphics. 80 frames a second.
That's actually
the
surprising.
only
Except
problem.
for the beginning of the match when it stutters.
It does stutter at the beginning of the match. For the first time I have the game launched, the first 12 minutes, it'll randomly chop, and it'll be 2 frames. So I'll be pogging in mid lane, and then all of a sudden my game's like, ha ha, and it's frozen, and I'm like, I'm holding S, trying to back into my tower, and then it unfreezes, and I'm just dead. And I just see the counter going, and I'm like, shit. Also, it took 7 minutes to launch the game.
Yeah, and now it takes 2 minutes.
And now with the new update, it only takes 2 minutes to launch the game.
You poor soul. I'm
Listen.
sitting here 30 seconds is too
I
long
know.
for it to
You're
unlock
like,
on
The
my
only
computer.
time console is better than PC. Mine boots up in 30 seconds.
One time I tested it out. I don't know if I have said this to you guys, but I think we were in the game. I crashed on PC, and I knew it was quicker for me to launch my Xbox and click on Smite and then try to reconnect to the game on Xbox, then relaunch the game on PC. So I did, and I didn't realize they would actually let me do that. So I was originally on PC, I crashed, reconnected on Xbox, and then kept playing until Smite started launching on my PC. Then I closed app on Smite on Xbox, which then disconnected me, and then I reconnected on PC. It was so weird.
Zach, your brain is so fucking massive.
5 million IQ play. But I told Zach that once I build my new computer, which all I'm waiting on is the case now, everyone in the house, I'm probably going to have to get a new monitor or something. We can use that desk we have up here that I'm keeping all my parts on. I buy a keyboard, I buy a mouse, and I buy a new monitor. I'm not going to buy super expensive stuff because it's a temporary shithole. But everyone in the house can use it. I know Sam needs it. We tried to look at her fucking Chromebook specs, and we just couldn't find them. We were confusing.
Chromebooks
let alone-
are shit.
Let alone my like 8-year-old Asus that like takes, I don't know, 15 minutes to boot up.
Is that the one that has to constantly be plugged in? Or
Yes,
is it
it literally has to be plugged in or else it won't turn on.
Nice.
My friend just got a new laptop, and so she was like having me help her take her old laptop and like reset it to factory settings and all that. And then today she was like, "I'm just gonna go sell it," and I'm like, "Okay, where?" And she's like, "I know a place in Dallas that I used to
That's
work."
sketchy.
That
If you have to
used
say I know a place about like a very legal thing,
Exactly.
Downtown Dallas.
And here's the thing: she worked there for a week. They paid her under the
they
table.
paid her in cocaine.
Oh my god, they paid her under the table.
Yeah,
under the
that's
table.
that's not good.
And she was like, so she quit, and then now she's like, all right, so I'm gonna go sell my laptop to them. We went there. It was a 30-minute drive.
It was a back alley.
Was it closed down and like windows boarded up?
No, it looked pretty nice on the inside, but she like brought the laptop in and she was like, yeah, I'm looking to sell this for $50, and they're like, I'll give you 40. And then she's
Did
like,
they even
that's
look at it?
Did they like open it, made sure it worked, and then they said, I'll give you 40. And
What the
then
fuck?
and then they just like opened the drawer, took out $40 and handed it to her, and we walked out.
Oh my god.
Okay,
What
first
kind
of all,
what?
First of all, your friend is dumb. She should have, at the very least, the part that irks me the most, not you're going to a shady shop. I don't give a shit about that. If you get shot, that's your own fault. But it's the fact that you didn't open up the little thing that shows you what's in it. Because if you have a decent CPU in there, a decent graphics card,
No,
decent,
it was super old. It was really bad.
I mean, but what was in it, Garrett? You don't know.
I don't
do you?
know. All I know is that it took
exactly.
it
You're a
took-
PP
It
pet.
took 10 minutes to
It's
boot
what's
up.
inside that counts.
It's a
especially
TI
when it
900.
comes to computers.
I don't even know what a TI 900 is. I think you said that wrong. It's 900 Ti.
That's a Terminator model.
Hey, I don't have a PC. I was making memes.
No.
Fuck you.
Make the meme right.
It's nowhere near as severe as a just like backwater crazy ass whatever business that was. But you guys know you know that little Caesars down on what was it? Custer and the one by the Wendy's down there. The one you worked at.
It's on McDermott.
Yeah, McDermott, that's what it is. On Custer and McDermott, you know the little Caesars?
Yeah.
In that same little like building area, like that lot, on the far end on the right, there used to be this this game center place where they literally had like a shit ton of PCs, like really good PCs to play games.
So
and like
it was a gaming cafe.
yeah. And they had like, because it was when the Wii U was the Nintendo console, so they had a Wii U, they had GameCubes, they had like Xboxes and PS4s. But so it was this cool place that Joel and I went to, and their first time in, it was free. So you just got like a free 30 minutes to play on whatever. And so you could literally just go there to play shit, and you would pay for like hourly or pay for like a chunk, like a big, buy it in bulk. And they would hold Smash tournaments too. Stuff like that. They'd hold tournaments for things. And it was there for like 6 months. Because, apparently, with their tournaments, for example, they would promise prize money. And they...
Didn't do that.
They didn't do that. And so people would pay to get in, of course, for the chance at the prize money. And then they'd be like, all right, we'll get you that prize money. And then they just like... dipped out after the 6 months and didn't give anyone their prize money.
Oh my god.
Wow. I don't remember that place, but like that whole lot I went through and was like applying when I was first trying to get my first job.
I think it was
applying to all those places.
I want to say it was before you worked at Wendy's.
Probably. But like I know that there's like a candy shop there, and I applied to a bunch of those places, and then none of them got back to me. But like it's weird to think about like small shops and stuff like that even existing, because like you wouldn't even think about it if you didn't like
actively see it right in front of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of sketchy,
Oh boy.
So, back in, I think it was junior year of high school, my friend Reese and Jack were trying to get me back.
Miss Jack.
Yeah, were trying to get me back into Yu-Gi-Oh, and they were like, exactly, and they were like, dude, we just need to go get some cards. So our dumbasses were like, let's check Craigslist.
Oh, okay.
So so we found Craigslist.
Craigslist, please.
This guy was selling a big bulk of cards for like $45 and included the 3 Egyptian gods. So I was like, hey, you guys want to split this? It'll be like $15 each. Yeah, sure. Oh, it's all the way out in Carrollton. We drove 45 minutes to meet this guy in a fucking Chick-fil-A parking lot. And just waited and walked up to him. And he's like, you the guy? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, here are the cards. Money, please. And we just made the deal in a freaking Chick-fil-A parking lot.
You didn't check the cards?
I did when I got back
okay,
in my car. And for those who don't know, the non-legal Egyptian god cards, the ones that are like red, yellow, and blue, I looked at the back of one of them, and it was Slifer. And I'm like, this fucker scammed us. Because I didn't see the Yu-Gi-Oh thing on it. Oh yeah, they don't have the Yu-Gi-Oh thing on them.
Great.
Because they're weird. So it was fine.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But we went to fucking Carrollton, 45 minutes away, to spend $45 on fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
You literally just experienced an episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime where everything revolves around Yu-Gi-Oh. So of course this weird back-end deal where you're getting illegal cards was like, I got the stuff, you the guy.
Yeah, he basically said, are you the guy? And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you got the cards?
Did I ever mention, or did you guys see my tweets? I was a couple months ago at this point. But me and my sister were like...
My sister and I
were like at IHOP while like the Mafia came in.
Oh, yeah.
I do remember you telling
You
me.
didn't hear about this?
No.
This is great.
This
Such a
is
good
it's
story.
so
In for a
weird.
treat.
So me and my sister were like, "What the fuck
sister
are we
and I.
gonna?" Fuck off, cunts. Let me just fucking tell the story.
Just tell it right.
My sister and I
There you go.
were
Proud of
like,
you.
what do we want to eat? And I was like, well, you know what? I can always go for some pancakes. So let's go to IHOP. And it was around, it was like a little bit before dinner time. So it was kind of like in between lunch and dinner. So we went over there and, you know what? I think it may have actually been for breakfast.
Are you sure?
I can't
remember you telling me
remember.
that it was at night.
Okay, whatever. Dinner, whatever it was. We went there, went to IHOP, and
I think you said it was at like 3 a.m. or something.
So, possibly. We got out of the car, and I started heading for the front door because I was gonna hold the door open for my sister, and then my sister walks in, and I start to follow behind her, and I hear this voice yell behind me. It's like, "Hold the door! Hold the door!" So I turn around, and it's this dude with both of his hands wrapped, like in like whatever this is,
In like bandages and gauze.
Yes, and all this stuff, and it's like he's like bleeding through all of it, and then he gets out of the car, and then just a bunch of other people just start like it's a fucking clown car. I don't know how there was that many people in the car. They just started all getting out, and I held the door open as I just let the Mafia into the IHOP, and then we like
They
I
walked
walked
back to
in.
like, hey, scusi. Thank you.
And so I walked in, and my sister was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, I don't know. So, we walked through the second set of doors, and normally there's a person sitting or standing there at the counter to like wait for people to come in, but there wasn't anyone there.
And you watch as they drag in a plastic black bag.
Yeah.
They're just this big old lump. They're like, hey, don't say nothing to nobody.
There's like a slug trail of blood behind it.
So then, me and my sister were waiting patiently, for someone to come over. My sister and I were waiting patiently for someone to come over and be like, hey, like, are you guys ready? Blah, blah, blah. And we assumed that, since we got to the door first, they were going to let us go before them. But we didn't even get to that part because before anyone could come over, the guy that had the gauze and the wrap on his hand starts going, hey, we need a waitress over here. And we were like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this? And he was like, where's your bathroom? Like, they're just walking like they own the place. And
I mean, maybe they do if they're the
yeah,
mafia.
you know what? And he was like, where's the bathroom? And she was like, it's over there. And he was like, okay. So he starts going over to the bathroom, and then like the rest of the people are like, you need to sit us down in the back over there and turn the AC up. We need it hot. And and me and my sister were like, what the fuck is going on? And so they were like, what? And they were like, no, like listen, like we need to be over there, turn it up, like we need to go.
And it was like empty in the back, right?
Yeah, it was
the point.
completely empty in the back, and that's why they wanted to be there. And so then they finally sit them down, and then I'm like, you know what? I need to go to the bathroom. So then I start walking over there as the guy is leaving, and he takes off his gauze, like this bloody wrap, and he sets it on the table. Like just on the first table that he saw. And then one of the girls that was in the car was like, looked at me and goes, hey, do you work here? And I was like, no. I was like, I literally held the door open for you guys as I walked in. I was like, no, I don't work here. She's like, well, I need you to like to start turning the heat up. And I was like, I don't work here. And she,
As you're in like a t-shirt.
regular
Yeah.
t-shirt. But I guess it was a blue t-shirt, and so I guess she just got confused. So I go to the bathroom, and there's another one of them in there, and they're just making a bunch of noise in the stall. And I'm like, what is this is the craziest shit ever. And so I went to the bathroom, I washed my hands, and I went and we sat down, and me and my sister were like waiting, but then my sister and I were waiting. And then anyway, so then they just kept like getting up and walking back and forth and like doing weird shit. And then we ordered, and one of them gets up and he flips out a flip phone. Like he pulls it
Takes
out really
out his
quick.
burner phone.
He just, what do you mean you don't know where the kids are? And I look at my sister and I'm like, what? And then then he left. He walked out, and then another one got up and left and walked out, and then they started standing in front of the doors like they were guarding the entry to the IHOP. And we were like, what is happening right now? A couple of minutes pass by, and after they're done just standing there, they walk opposite directions and walk around the building. Like you can see them like
from the windows.
Yeah, from the windows,
Jesus.
just walk around the IHOP. And I look at my sister and I'm like, we're gonna die. I was like, this place is gonna get shot up. And so like it was just the weirdest stuff. And so then while we're eating, after they started like doing a couple more trips around the building, one of the guys started asking where they touched things. And then he went back and he started wiping off the handlebars to the restroom, like to the door. Like any handle that they touched, he started wiping it off. And I said, Lexi, we need to go. I was like, we need to finish eating and we need to leave. And during this whole time, I'm like tweeting all the events that have been going on this entire time.
And he hasn't been fucking shot and killed yet.
Yeah, yet. And so then they finally like sit back down. But they're just so loud the entire time, and while they're yelling, they're talking about money, like where this money's going, where this set of money's going. And then we finally we just hurried up and we finished eating and we left. But like, I kind of wish we stayed. I kind of want to know what happened. But like, it was just the weirdest thing to ever happen at an IHOP.
See, because this was months ago.
Yeah,
This was a long time ago.
yeah, it was quite a while ago.
The thing that kills me is that employees stayed. If it were me, I'm working at a fucking IHOP, and a bunch of "Hey yo" dudes walk in, and one sets his fucking bloody bandages on a table. Not his table.
Yeah.
I look at that and I put my apron down and I walk out.
Yeah,
That's just me.
I could find another job, another life. On the other
The
hand,
breaking point for me would be when he fucking started wiping off the handle.
That's the
That's some
scary.
sketchy shit.
You wipe down the handles. I'm assuming you're trying to make yourself invisible.
Yeah.
I'm a peace out.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, what do you mean you don't know where the kids are? They were fucking human trafficking.
Yeah, and then
They lost their money.
And then later that night, you saw the news report of the burnt down IHOP.
And we were like, uh-oh.
I really just want to go into a random public place and pull out my phone and just shout, What do you mean you don't know where the kids are?
The kids! Where are the kids?
No, sorry. What you should have said was you really want to go to a public place and have people call the cops on you.
Yeah.
That's what you really want.
So what you have to do is that you say, "What do you mean you don't know where the kids are?" and then snap the phone in half.
And you throw it in the trash.
So no kids.
Jesus.
So we are at an hour and 6
Anyway,
minutes
thanks
now.
for listening.
Fucking way to go out.
Yeah.
Angie's podcast we've done.
God, we're going to time prison.
So yeah, this is the end of the podcast. Anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Don't human traffic. It's a bad idea.
Yeah,
don't do that.
That's how Mafia go.
Don't human traffic. You probably, if there's an IHOP where the mob comes in, want to leave.
Yeah. Don't finish the pancakes like we did.
Well, take them to go.
Yeah.
You should.
Pancakes are pretty fucking good.
Yeah, like the way that should have gone is, excuse me, miss, you have the mob in the back. Instead of bringing it out on a plate, please bring it out in a to-go box. Please and thank you, and then leave extra tip because I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Leave extra tip and a gun.
This is to defend yourself. No, I think we did actually leave an extra tip.
As you were leaving, you should have been like, "This is the police. Open up!" and just run.
They would have been like, "Get them." Those are now the kids.
Just walk by the party room and you're like, "Yeah, I'd like to report some suspicious activity at the IHOP."
You walk past them on the phone like, "Yeah, they're here. The guys are here. You gotta get here quick. We need reinforcements."
I think they spotted me.
All right.
Snap.
So that is it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening and watching.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you guys as well.
Bye-bye.
And I'll
You're
see you
gay.
on the next episode.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.